Hi, my name is Andreas. I'm one of the co-founders of Marbot. And within the next few minutes, I will show you how to make sure you're not missing any important alerts or notifications from your AWS infrastructure. When it comes to monitoring an AWS account, there is quite a lot to consider, so I made a mind map helping you to navigate AWS monitoring. I hope this mind map doesn't scare you. Indeed, it's quite a lot of work to configure all those monitoring aspects manually. The good news is that Marbot does all of that automatically for you, and that's what I will show you next. Marbot is an app for Slack or Microsoft Teams. So the first thing you need to do is to install the application, and I will show you how to do that in Slack. So I click here the Add Apps button. I search for Marbot. Marbot comes up and I click the Add button. So here we get an overview over the application and click the Add to Slack button. We will allow Marbot to interact with our workspace. And here we go. We've installed Marbot successfully, so I'm heading back to Slack. Marbot already sent me a welcome message and asks me to invite it to a channel. To do so, I will create a new channel. I call it Monitoring, and I'm making this channel private because it will contain sensitive information about my AWS infrastructure. For now, I'm not inviting any people, so I'm skipping that. But what I need to do is I need to add Marbot to this channel now. So there's a shortcut to do so. I'm typing in / and then here pops up invite someone to this channel, add apps to this channel, and I'm selecting Marbot here and add Marbot to the channel. So Marbot has joined the channel and we are ready to start the setup procedure. So Marbot will automatically configure monitoring for my AWS account. And this contains all the things that you've seen in the mind map. This is listed here. To be able to do so, I need to connect my AWS account. And all of that can be done with the click of a button. This redirects me to CloudFormation, the infrastructure as code service by AWS. And everything is already filled out. So I'm creating a new stack. The stack name is already filled out. The parameters are already filled out. I'm just keeping the defaults. All I need to do is I need to click I acknowledge that CloudFormation might create IAM resources, and then I create the stack. This will take a few minutes. Let's wait for the stack reaching create complete. Okay, so the stack reached create complete, so let's go back to Slack. So Marbot is already enabling the region EU West 1. That's the region I deployed or made the connection with. I will add another region here, US East 1, so US East North Virginia. So basically Marbot can monitor all the regions within your account. You just need to enable them. So what is Marbot doing here in the background? In the background, Marbot rolls out the configuration for monitoring all those services that we have seen on the mind map before. So it will monitor things like your EC2 instances, your application load balancers, notify you about health issues, failed backups, and so on and so on. All of that gets configured automatically in the background. And what you can see here, Marbot creates CloudWatch metric alarms, event bridge rules, event subscriptions. And what's important to know, Marbot will keep track of the resources in your account in the regions that you activate. So for example, when you spin up a new RDS database, Marbot will also add monitoring configuration for that automatically. Now that Marbot configured monitoring for the second region, US East 1 as well, I will continue showing you a few examples. So here is what happens when you deploy a broken version of your application with ElasticBeanstalk. With this message, Marbot informs you about the failed deployment. The alert includes all the information you need, the AWS account, the region, the name of the application and the environment, and so on. It also includes a quick link. The quick link will redirect you to the AWS Management Console. Besides that, you can either acknowledge, close, or mute the alert. I will acknowledge this alert, which means I'm working on that and I will solve the issue. I will resolve the issue after I've been looking into it. Let's continue with an application load balancer. So as I told you, Marbot automatically monitors application load balancers. So let's see what happens when the load balancer throws 500 errors. Marbot sends us an alert about the 500 errors on the load balancer. So again, we get information about what's going on, the account ID, the alarm, the affected load balancer, and so on. And you even get a screenshot of the CloudWatch metric. You can open that up and have a look into what's going on there. And of course, again, we have acknowledge, close, and mute. And we have quick links pointing us right away to the application load balancer or the CloudWatch alarm. Next, I want to show you what happens when someone uses the root user to log into the AWS account. So in that case, Marbot sends us a notification, not an alert, and it again contains information about the region. It says console sign in with the root user and so on. So we get notified about that issue. Marbot also integrates with CodePipeline. So CodePipeline is a service to automate deployments on AWS. And I set up a very, very simple code pipeline here, which fetches source from code commit, has a manual approval step in between, and then deploys the whole thing to S3, basically just copies the whole repository to S3. So that's it. So let's see what happens when I release a change into that pipeline. The pipeline contains a manual approval step. So it waits here for someone to manual approve, and then the pipeline will continue. So in Slack, what I see is a notification that the pipeline reached this manual approval step, and right away from here, I can either approve or reject the change. So I click Approve Code Pipeline here. After approving the manual step with Slack, the pipeline continued and finished successfully. And I'm also getting a success notification here in my Slack channel. Yes, it is that simple to monitor your AWS account with the help of Marbot. Use the 14-day free trial and check it out.